Let me tell you something right now. Greatness does not wait for convenience. Destiny does not bow to your feelings. Purpose does not check in with your emotions. If you are waiting to feel like it, you're going to miss the life you were born to live. There comes a moment when you must stop negotiating with weakness. You must stop entertaining comfort. You must force yourself to do what must be done because growth isn't convenient. Discipline isn't comfortable, and transformation doesn't come without resistance. Every person you admire had a moment, a defining moment, when they had to force themselves to rise. Not because they felt strong, but because they refused to stay weak. So let me speak to the part of you that knows there is more, the part of you that's tired of watching time slip through your fingers while your potential remains untouched. It's time. It's your time. And you must force yourself. Your feelings will tell you, rest a little longer. Your feelings will say, you've done enough. Your feelings will whisper lies in your ear and call it self-care. But your purpose is divine. It's real. It doesn't change with the weather. It doesn't weaken when life gets hard. You must force yourself to listen to truth, not comfort. Do you want results or relief? Do you want purpose or pity? Because you can't have both. When you wake up tired, force yourself. When you're discouraged, force yourself. When everything in you says quit, force yourself. That forcing is not punishment. That's the beginning of becoming. The more you override your emotions, the more you discover the strength God buried inside you for such a time as this. Discipline is not a prison. It's the door to freedom. You must force yourself to develop habits that your future self will thank you for. Every time you do what's right instead of what's easy, you make a deposit into your destiny. You put pressure on potential. You stretch into your future. Discipline is making the decision to show up even when you're not in the mood. And those who succeed in life are not more talented. They are more obedient to structure. They show up at the gym when it's raining. They read the book when their mind is distracted. They wake up before the world, not because it's easy, but because they are in training. You don't rise to the level of your ambition. You fall to the level of your preparation. And if you prepare like a champion, you will perform like one. But you've got to force yourself through the process that your promise requires. Don't expect your calling to come with a crowd. Don't expect your breakthrough to feel good. You must force yourself to go through the painful, refining season where nobody claps, nobody sees, and nobody understands. Why? Because destiny is developed in private obedience, not public approval. That means you might have to let go of certain people. You might have to walk alone. You might have to stay quiet when you want to defend yourself. You might have to build in silence. And that takes force, not physical strength, spiritual resolve, mental toughness, emotional maturity. You must force yourself to say no to distractions, no to validation, no to everything that keeps you tied to a version of yourself that you're trying to outgrow. Because when you say yes to purpose, you're saying yes to the weight of obedience. Don't underestimate the power of what you do daily. Your life is not built in big moments. It's built in small decisions made consistently. You must force yourself to make those choices. Wake up early, even if you're tired. Take the walk, even if it's cold. Read the book, even if you'd rather scroll. Pray, even if your heart is weary. Invest, even if the results are slow. One hard decision, repeated daily, becomes a habit. That habit becomes your character, and your character becomes your destiny. Every time you force yourself to do what's right, even when you don't want to, you break a chain. You silence a demon. You level up. Let's stop calling it weakness. It's not that you can't, it's that you haven't trained. You haven't disciplined your mind to follow your mission. And until you do, your potential will always be buried under excuses. You must force yourself to become stronger than your past, stronger than your environment, stronger than your upbringing, stronger than your story. The pain you've lived through was never meant to be your ceiling. It was meant to be your platform. And every time you rise in spite of it, you tell the world, I'm not a victim, I'm a force. So yes, it will be hard. Yes, it will be lonely. Yes, you'll cry sometimes. But if you keep showing up, keep pushing through, keep forcing your way forward, you will outgrow every limitation that tried to hold you back. You're not waiting on motivation. You're not waiting on clarity. You're not waiting on a sign. You're waiting on you. The stronger version of you is already inside, locked behind a door called discipline. And the only key, you must force yourself to use it. Force yourself to wake up. Force yourself to build. Force yourself to rise. Force yourself to believe. Force yourself to act like the version of you that already won until the world has no choice but to see who you are becoming. Because at the end of the day, you either suffer the pain of discipline or the pain of regret, and only one of them leads to legacy. Now, go not because it's easy, go because it's necessary. Your life depends on it.